Okay, so welcome to Just Tamms Tarot. My camera is still shaky as hell, you guys. I'm so sorry. If you watched my previous video, I'm Tamms. I'll introduce myself again, but I'm Tamms. And when I can get the opportunity, I'm going to be uploading tarot readings. General tarot readings, though, to my YouTube channel. This will be my second one. My camera is still shaky as hell. Like I said, I'm so sorry. This week, though, I am going to try and look into getting a more fixed tripod versus what I've got. Nonetheless, I'm working with what I have. This is all new for me. It's new for me in the sense it's new for me to be presenting it to people in such a public format versus the years that I've done tarot. I've always just done them privately and given readings privately for people, where they were clients or family or friends. So I'm still getting used to the best way to present myself to the public in this way. So the shaky ass awful tripod is what I've got to work with for the moment. But this week, like I said, I am going to invest in a better one. Anyway, enough about me and my wreck of a life. This reading, I really felt compelled this morning to get up and address Venus in Taurus. As I stated also in my previous video, astrology is not my sole informative source that I use when I'm doing tarot readings because I'm not an expert in astrology, but I do have a fundamental understanding of astrology, and especially most of the signs and how they interact with one another, as well as different planet placements at different points in the year. But I've been doing tarot for a considerably long time and realize that those two things do coincide with each other when it comes to doing tarot readings. With that said, this week we are going to address Venus in Taurus, which starts on March 16th, which for some of you, if you're watching this the day that I upload it, will be today. If you live in, I believe, the northern hemisphere of the planet. For others, it'll be starting a little bit later, closer to March 17th. It will be lasting from March 16th to April 11th. Venus in Taurus is actually, to me, it gives a really good sense of energy when it comes to more than just love, but also our connection between spirit and the earth itself. Taurus being an earth sign, if my memory serves me right, they're an earth sign. And Venus is a very open, sensual, warm kind of a sign, or warm kind of a planet, as far as how it presents itself in our daily life. Most people associate Venus obviously with love, but also there's a level of that has to do with all those different facets of love, like eros and worship and our connection with the divine and divine love and things such as that. So let's take a look at what's going to be going on for some of you. As I stated in my other video before, this is a general reading versus it being a reading that is specifically for any particular sun sign or rising or moon. I've yet to figure out how to best present those kinds of readings. I know there's something that's become standard on a format like this with YouTube, where you have readers who are doing multiple types of readings for multiple different placements. I'm not quite there yet, so there's gonna be a general reading. You may have some things I say that totally you resonate with that, or that you, oh yeah, that's totally, I get that, that really fits my current situation. If it does not, as other YouTube individuals are gonna tell you that do tarot, if something I say doesn't resonate with you, there are always other tarot readers out there. But let's get right into the nitty-gritty of this Venus in Taurus. The crystal that I have on the table, because I felt like this would be good energy to reflect through or to concentrate this Venus in Taurus, is going to be, where's my camera? It's here. Going to be this rose quartz. It's a little itty bitty, tiny itty bitty thing. I believe this is a rose quartz, little pink stone. And it's going to be right there. Because at first I thought about bringing out my giant amethyst chunk, but that's not necessary. I dropped the card. Ooh, I just shook everybody. I know for my seasick viewers out there, you're like, fuck this lady. Oops, pardon my language, YouTube. Don't strike my video. Y'all are probably like, screw this lady. Her camera's too shaky. I'll get better. Give me time. As far as my setup, I'll get better. Give me time. Let's get into it. Venus and Taurus. I've talked too long. Let's go. Venus and Taurus energy. Venus and Taurus energy. It's interesting because anytime I've experienced Taurus, they've always been so susceptible to their environment. Ooh, okay. I'm going to put that right there for now. Oh. Venus and Taurus. Ooh. All right. That's interesting. It's every time I do a tarot reading, whether it's for myself privately or for another individual, I always almost get giddy about it. It's a very weird feeling. I wish I had a way to better articulate it. Let's see, Venus and Taurus. Also, I think it's interesting that also with Taurus, from my experiences with people who have Taurus placements, especially right at the forefront of their chart, their sun sign or their Venus especially, they're very influenced by their environment around them in a lot of ways, and they're very reactionary. So right now we have a lot of Piscean energy going on in other planets. So this for sure, regardless of whether you have Taurus in your chart or not, very prominent in placements, you're likely to be very reactionary to things around you, hopefully in a positive way. Let me get one more card and I'll delve more into that. Let's see. Yep, okay. So, first card, we've got the Star. This particular card, I love when I see it come out because it talks about the dreamer. It talks about that If You Wish Upon a Star song from the Disney franchise, where there's hope there. There's always a sense of like anything can be achievable because you have some sense of hope. The second card we've got here, I almost said the third, is the Three of Disc. This particular card I like, not just because it relates to the transference of money and that money actually building on itself, but also if it's not financial related, it has to do with energy. So you've got this Three of Coins or disc that's talking about a building up of energy, a replenishment of energy with the Three of Coins. I think that's very interesting that we're looking at hope, and then it's almost like hope building on itself, hope for the sake of hope's sake, which is a good energy to be in too, actually, like I said right now with Taurus. And it's interesting too because Three of Coins also has to do with earthly matters, or just coins in general. Anytime you see coins, disc, pentacles, has to talk about your earthly matters. So building your hopes into something that's touchable, tangible, that is very Taurus energy. Whether that's going to be love or finances or just being very grounded in your beliefs or grounded in how you perceive your world around you, being more realistic about things, that's good energy to have right now. King of Swords was our third card. The King of Swords, I kind of like him. It's so funny because I don't think that card relates to Scorpio. Whenever I think of King of Swords, I think of Scorpio energy, especially Scorpio energy that's very masculine, which I tend to really vibe with. In this particular context, however, it's almost, there's this sense of very sitting with your thoughts about the world around you and their circumstances and how they're unfolding. There's some other transits that are also going on that I've seen people touch on a little bit about Neptune in Pisces and also Mercury in Pisces, that communication right now is very important. How you are relating to the world around you is extremely important for someone who is looking for love and looking for any type of confirmation from their environment about themselves or about their human lived experience. That's going to be hitting you face dead on this week, especially. Like I said, the Venus and Taurus energy transit is going to be from March 16th, which for me is today, into April 11th. So you're going to be looking very much into what is there available for me? Is what I've been hoping for, wishing for, is it there? Is it out there? Is it here already? And that could relate to love. That could very much be about your perfect partner that you've been trying to manifest. It could be about someone who's been right under your nose and maybe you just didn't notice it. Scorpio, I don't know why I want to relate this this King of Swords to Scorpio so much, but that's just always the vibe it's given me in this particular deck. Scorpio energy is always about what's underneath, this kind of surface warmth beneath the icy exterior that they try to present to people. It's very sensual energy. Taurus is very sensual energy. So it's almost wanting your desires to become real in a very sensual and possibly sexual way. Ooh. This card leapt into my arms. Oh, the Knight of Wands. We're going to just put that right over there. I wonder if that's going to be a signifier in what we're addressing here about wanting your desires, your hidden desires to be realized and come to fruition. I'm going to get a few more cards to actually hopefully give us more insight into the three of these. So we'll start with the Star. Knight of Wands. He kind of, funny that he just jumped right out and into my crook of my arm. Knight of Wands is very, this guy, whenever he comes out in my deck, is very forthright and upfront about what he wants implicitly. There's no like wishy-washy thoughts about whether he wants something or not. Some of you who are watching this may very well feel like you're at your breaking point. Be careful about that during this time because, like I said, communication can be kind of rocky, or it can come across as you're trying to just express something you really want to the world or to someone in particular, and them feel like you're coming across way too aggressively for them because you've hit a breaking point when they may not have even been aware that you were looking for something in particular at all. If it's a romantic relationship, that person may not be aware that you were wanting a little bit more action from them, to put it nicely. You know? You want to get a little bit more hot and heavy, you know, you kind of soft threw it out there instead of really shooting your shot or really letting that person know, hey, I'm ready to get down to some dirty business whenever you are. You know, when are you free? Hit me up, hook me, you know, let's get into it. And they might not even been aware that that's the type of, that you were looking for something more intimate and sexual. But let's look at the Star. I'm rambling on. Let's look at the Star. I'm sorry if my voice fluctuates too, because I noticed on my previous video that my camera or my phone actually picks up my voice really well. So my change in volume, I apologize if I just blew anybody's eardrums out. But let's get into it. The Star. Ooh. Knave of Cups. So you've got this very, almost this very naive kind of hope. Literally, this thing in your head that's very, for some of you, not all of you, there's going to be something there that's almost childlike. Or like, think of Katy Perry's Teenage Dream is the song that popped in my head just now. This kind of teenage love affair image of what it is that you're hoping for, that first crush feelings, butterfly in your stomach. Okay. I'm not going to take those because they landed face down. There's two of them, but let's take a closer look here. What else is going on with this hopes and wishes for love and Venus? Is there anything spiritual here, or is it all just that Taurus? I just had a very interesting kind of a, okay, yeah. Some of y'all really kind of want to just get right down to the nasty with your love life. Well, okay. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Eight of Cups really is about a level of dissatisfaction, but not just totally done with it. It's kind of this sense of you've had your spoils, you've had the different, you've been out there in the dating scene, or maybe you've had your sexual experiences and they were good when they were good, and you're definitely wanting something a bit more. So you, again, this card, whenever this comes up, this particular card in this deck, this Eight of Cups, look at how he's got all these cups around him, but he's got this one that he's just holding on to and wondering, should he trade all these cups in for all of this down here? If there are some of you who are currently in a romantic relationship or in a partnership of some kind, and you really are wondering, should I look elsewhere? Am I actually okay where I'm at, or should I be keeping my eye open for more? That's so, I'm not laughing at you guys. I'm laughing because the energy behind that is so almost urgent. You're just, you want it. You want it. And it's kind of, it's cute because this isn't a lot of fire going on except for this one guy over here. Okay. If this isn't related to anything romantic or sexual, it might even relate to your life in general. Like I said, your lived experience. You might be longing for something so much more. And that's valid, especially right now in this current time. That's totally understandable. Wanting something more. Okay, so let's get into Three of Coins or Disc. In this deck, it's called the Three of Disc. Three of Pentacles, for those of you who aren't familiar. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee because my sinuses, Ooh, yeah, okay. I want so much more. That's literally what I just heard. Just, ooh, I want so much more. Almost like if you've eaten something really good and you know it's good, and so you want another serving of that. Four of Swords. Ooh. Rest and respite. This particular card, you have what looks like almost pallbearers, basically, sending someone to their finally resting place. This person finally gets to have a reprieve from the circumstances they've been in. Having that be right here presented with the Three of Coins, you go from a 3 to a 4. So literally it's a transitory experience for you that you're like, you know, this is so good. I really enjoy it. It's my hope has been built up, and in some ways my hope has been satisfied, but I need just a little bit more. You want something that feels easygoing and relaxed. You want something that feels, it just flows like water. It's so easy and it suits you so well that you don't even have to exert a lot to experience it or have it. It's interesting too because, like I said, with this very earth grounded kind of energy in this Three of Disc, the next step naturally would be, well, let me really look at it. Let me think on it. Let me communicate to others that, hey, this feels good. I don't mind where this is going. I love this. This is great. But I want just that little bit more. And it's, I'm going to get one more card for right there because that's just very, it's not even like there's a fear about it. It's not like you're thinking on it more because you're unsure. It's like you're actually kind of going like, I just want to fine tune this. Almost like you want to tweak it. And like, yeah, this is good. It goes back to this thing here about the Eight of Cups where it, even for some of you can come across uncertainty. You don't know if you should trade in your one cup for all of these cups or just stick with what you have. As far as your feelings, your thoughts about it are, I need a break from the norm. if that makes any sense. And let's look. I need one more card for the Three of Coins. Hopes built up. Hopes building on hopes. Energy building on energy. What you give out is coming back to you, and you like that. You just want a whole lot more of it. Maybe there's someone that you're like, you're giving me this, and that's great, but I need you to present me with so much more than just that. Even if this implies to an employer. For some of you, this actually could imply to an employer. What you're investing, the energy you're giving out. Taurus, Venus in Taurus doesn't just touch on the romantic, like I said. It could even be something as simple as being grounded and sensible about how you are engaging with the world around you, but you want it to feel deeper. You want it to feel fulfilling for you. More than just, okay, I'm making money, I'm doing this for my employer, I'm investing my time, my energy, and everything into it, even to an extent my emotions into it. And yeah, I'm getting paid, or yeah, I'm getting these rewards from it, but I'm not getting what I truly want and deserve from it at this point. Maybe you need a vacation. You might be considering taking a vacation and being like, that might be, especially what this card's about, like, you might be telling your employer or even a potential romantic partner, hey, I need a break. I need a moment. I need to find something that's not draining my energy and everything out of me to give to you just to get this much back in return. But let's get one more card and see what else is there. Okay, let's see. Whoo! Yeah, wow. Well, okay. Four of Cups. Ooh. The fact that it's a 4 exemplifying or really emphasizing another 4. So goddamn, I'm pardon my language, everybody, but yeah. So you're going from, I need time to think. This just, I need a break. We need to take time off from each other, whether it's time off from work or time off from a partner, and then just going right into, look, I'm not satisfied with what you're giving me. This man, he won't even face her at this point. Of course, she's irritated, like, is this not good enough for you? Everyone back here is having a good time. They're enjoying it. They're loving it. And he's just dissatisfied. So, honestly, some of you in this Venus and Taurus from now till April 11th are going to start reassessing and making it clear to people, you're going to be taking this energy and putting it out like this. Some of y'all putting it out like this and going like, hey, yo, I'm not satisfied. I need more. I want more than this. Like, there's got to be more than this. We're doing the same thing that we've always done, and I need so much more from you. Or just for some of you, it's even saying, I need so much more from the world. And that makes sense when you look at us going from, even in my previous video, last week I was addressing this Saturn from Aquarius into Pisces, that we're almost, the sky is the limit, reaching for the stars. As you see this lovely card here is showing reaching for the stars. Like, I want so much more than this. I need more than this. I deserve more than this. Ooh. 6 of Cups. Yeah. So it's kind of looking back to things of your past, what your childhood dreams were. Every Taurus that I've encountered that was a Taurus in their sun, like their sun sign was Taurus, was very, they held on to the past a little bit. They never let go of their childhood fantasies and dreams and hopes. And sometimes that could be to their detriment. Most times it was pretty good, though, because it kept them, like I said, grounded in reality. Like, this is, as much as it's a hope, a dream, a fantasy, it kept them very grounded that I am who I am, and this is what I want, and this is what I don't want. This is what I like, this is what I don't like. That may be an energy that a lot of us are going to be sensing and feeling during this transit. Let's take a look at this King of Swords, though. King of Swords. I want to call him my Scorpio man so bad. And I know any other astrologers watching or anybody else who does tarot is like, he does not represent Scorpio. If I'm wrong, I probably am. But that's how he feels to me in my deck. Almost like this literal thief in the night type energy. Like, gonna take what's yours regardless. Ooh, yeah. 2 of Cups. So having 2 of Cups give a little bit more clarity to this King of Swords energy. Teamwork makes the dream work. Actually, finally, for a lot of you, you may finally be, since you're putting it out there so openly that this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I'm about, you may have other people you're going to encounter between now and April 11th who are going to hear you, they're going to see you, and they're going to meet you halfway. You know, this card, I love how she's pouring into his cup, and he's knelt down before. He's so thankful, he's so grateful for that, to finally have someone pour into, you know, something that could nourish him, something that could sustain him. It's very different from this, where he's got his back turned to the goddess herself. You know, what she could offer him, you know, if he would just turn around, and he's got all these cups around him, he's not looking at anything. He's just in his own head. It's very different. Here, this man is submitting himself to just, yes, pour into me all that you have. I would gladly take it. For those of you that are looking at this reading Venus and Taurus and wondering if it has romantic implications, that's a very positive card to have, even right next to the King of Swords, that you are finally going to possibly encounter someone who's going to pour into you what it is that you've been wanting to receive. With that Taurus grounded earthy energy, think of the rain pouring into the receptive ground and the things that can be built out of that. Things that can grow and flourish out of that. I like that. For many of you, that's going to be the case. Why am I dropping so many cards today? Okay, I won't ignore these since apparently they're just leaping out at me. So the Hermit, this card always to me relates about just being in your own energy and kind of even being studious, taking a look at what's available, taking a look at what resources you have, what knowledge you already have about a situation or about an occupation. So in relation to this, I'm actually going to put these down here. I also have the Queen of Wands. I love this card. She's so pretty. She reminds me very much of a friend I had at one point. She gives me weird Leo energy, but I like it. So with these 2 cards, you've got this very mature, very forthright, similar to the King of Wands. The Queen of Wands, though, it's that mother who tells you, you better not do something or you're going to get a whooping, basically. So you got these 2 energies here as it relates to this reading. I'm going to look at these as the divine itself, because Venus is very much that big goddess energy that's about passion, love, romance, things like that. The universe giving you the heads up, honestly, that yes, reach out there, reach for your hopes, make it clear to people what you do and don't want, either involving your money or your love life, because it's your time, it's your energy. You should let people know what you want. However, be sure about what you want and how you say it. Right now in this time, it is important, if you're going to present to anybody what your will is, that you are concise about what you say and that you are very just upfront about it and don't back down. Be concise, be clear, be direct about what it is that you want during this time period. But I'm curious as to why that is, though, because also you've got this thing here of, you've got the crone. For those of you who are kind of familiar with any type of witch lore, you've got the crone here, and then you've got the mother. is how I'm kind of picking up that imagery, how I'm feeling about that. But what I'm not seeing here is the maiden. She is missing. That's interesting. And even in the cards I already have out, there's no, well, you have the Knave of Cups, which I guess could be the maiden. The maiden, the mother, and the crone. So there's a maturity going on here with a lot of you. Some of you may be older individuals and not someone who's of a relatively young age, whether you're male or female or non-binary or gender fluid. That is irrelevant in this context. But just someone who's more mature, and you're at that age where it really is like, yeah, it's time to stop playing games. Let me be clear and concise with people about exactly what I want. Let's take a look at where you're coming from, because this almost looks transitory in and of itself. Like I said, you've got the mother and the crone here. You've got this person who's definitely mature. What is this? Oh, hello. Even better, you've got the high priestess. So you've always known. Again, it goes back to what I said about this when the Six of Cups came out. You have always known exactly what you want. Probably since childhood for a lot of you watching this. You are now looking back at, this is who I was. This is how I envisioned romance. I always pictured in my youth, whether your youth was as a young child, who, yeah, you were naive. You didn't know all the ins and outs of adult relationships and intimacy and communication within relationships. But you have a fundamental understanding of, to be loved is a beautiful thing. You know, besides what we saw in Disney films and other types of media as children, hopefully we maybe had a family or home life where we had parents or individuals around us who exhibited love to one another, and it set the groundwork for what we knew love could be as we aged. Some of you are looking back at that and going, why can't I have that? This is a good time to just put it out there to the universe, and especially to people. Despite that we're in this very Piscean energy, like I said, Pisces, a lot of planets are transiting through Pisces right now, and a lot of alignments are going on with Pisces. Despite the dreamier nature of Pisces, it is going to be very much like, yeah, it's grounded. Let's look at this now. Back then it might have just been a dream. Well, no, let's look at it. Is it possible? Is that door open for that? For those of you, this high priestess energy of, you've always known, even psychically in your heart and your soul, you've always known what you want and what you deserve and what is for you. So there is no maiden, mother, crone. It's more like spirit, earthly you, and then you who's the older person now who has the wisdom to put that into action now. And the universe has your back on it. That is wonderful energy to have. So let's move these here. I'm gonna get one last card just to get some advice about what some of you might want to consider doing moving forward. I am not a relationship expert, nor am I a financial expert, but but I will see if there's something that many of you might want to consider with this next card. What your next step moving forward might need to be. For sure might need to be. Even though I said might and then sure, but what may actually be your next step that you need to take when you leave this video. I love this energy though. I love this. I like this clarity and just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let folks know. I want this is what I want. You know, let's see. 9 of disc, but it's inverted. Ooh. Okay. So whenever this card comes out, typically this is what it looks like when it's upright. For those of you who were curious, but it came out inverted or upside down. Whenever I come across the 9 of disc or coins or pentacles, I always consider it like, oh, we really are making money. We're making bank. We've gone on vacations and stuff. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm enjoying the riches of what I've invested in. It's come back tenfold. You know, my family's eating good. I'm eating good. You know, we're shopping a little bit here, living lavish just a little bit, you know, but we still on the grind. When it's inverted like this, rather than look at it as negative and it means to turn down in your investments or your business ventures or even romantic ventures, it always makes it feel like it's coming back toward me. So investing in me. It's not to be flashy. It's not buying everything and showing everybody what I got going on. It's not putting my relationship on Instagram or TikTok for everybody to see it. It's really, let me put all of this back into myself because I care about myself. Let me enjoy what I have within myself and what I've accrued for myself because I've been waiting for it for so long. Your next step for many of you will be doing just that. Going, let me look at what I have and be honest with myself that it's not that I totally hate it. It's not that I absolutely wish that I'd never been with this person or gotten into this job, but very much let me look at what it has garnered me. Let me look at what I have gotten from this relationship up to this point. Let me look at what I have gotten from this job at this point, and now invest it into better. I want better. I deserve better. This was good for now. It's been good up to this point, but I now want to level up. I want more. I want more increase in my finances. I want a fully committed relationship, or I want my sexual desires fulfilled completely. Not just, well, I'm meeting this person halfway because, well, this is what they're into, but this is what I'm into, and they're just not, so we're trying to compromise. You're at that breaking point where you aren't wanting to compromise anymore because it's not fulfilling you. So your next step is, yes, let me invest in my hopes. Let me invest in my dreams. Let me invest in my desires. And that's from now till April 11th. You can figure out if you want to reinvigorate what you already have, maybe come at it at a different angle, take a look at it differently. See, like I said, do you want to trade in that one cup, that one job, that one relationship, that one friendship, that one thing for all of these down here, or do you want to maybe see if the universe is willing to fill this cup up a bit more? That's pretty cool. It's not something that I can relate to. I don't have that necessarily going on for myself. So it's interesting seeing it for those of you that are watching this reading and like, oh yeah, okay, it's that time. Let me just really look at my stuff. Look at this situation. Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? If I'm not, yeah, let me start really building up my stuff again. Let me get back into my real authenticity. Let me get grounded in myself. This is me. This is who I am. This is who I want. This is what I don't want. I hope that you will leave this reading and ruminate, sit with it a little while. If you feel like it really did truly speak to you, maybe you'll go back at other things I said and, maybe you missed something or you're like, oh, she made a really good point, but what was it that she said right there? Let me go back and check that. If you share this with other people that you feel like this didn't speak to me, but it resonated with that person, that is also dope. If you enjoyed this reading, obviously, please like it. Hit that like button, as they all say. Beyond that, thank you so much for joining me in this journey with you today. It was very impromptu. I literally have not even had breakfast yet. I made coffee and I was like, girl, get in here because this is something that it's starting today for some of us. For others, like I said, it'll be later in the evening or possibly even into the 17th. And this Venus in Taurus energy is going to last through April 11th or the 12th based on where you're located in the world. I am Tamms. This is just Tamms Tarot, and I will see you guys in the next video.